All right, we'll bring this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the reading approval of the minutes from the September 2nd, 2025 regular council meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion about the minutes? Very well. All those in favor of approval say aye.
Aye.
If anyone, gosh, what's the word? Anytime I'm afraid. Opposed, please say nay. Thank you. Minutes are approved. Thank you, council. Next up is public comments. Before I call out the names, just remember you got 3 minutes. Jessica will let you know when you have 30 seconds left. She'll shout out 2 minutes, 30 seconds, or 30 seconds. Please try to keep it under there. We've got several speakers tonight. When you come up, please come up to the podium. And with that, Mary West, you are first.
Good evening once again, everyone.
Good evening.
I am here once again, and I would like to, first of all, thank Code Enforcement and the Board of Public Works for the job that they are doing down on LaRue. And also, I would like to let you all know, please consider more about the rest of the speed humps for down there. Because the people try to walk the street, there's no sidewalks. So you got to walk in the street. Someone is gonna get killed down there or injured. And somebody's child, maybe. But I appreciate everything that you all are doing. And I know that, we have to be patient before we become a patient. So I just thank you all and keep up the good works. And I appreciate it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Ms. West.
Anthony, do we have anybody listening online? We do. Okay, for those listening online, if you would like to speak, if you're calling by phone, please dial *3 to raise your hand. If you're connected by computer, simply click on the hand icon on your participants panel and we'll recognize you after the last speaker here spoke. All right, next up is Paula Carroll.
Good evening, council members,
Good evening.
mayor. My name is Paula Carroll. I'm a lifelong resident of Raleigh County. I've lived for the last 33 years on North Highland Drive on Maxwell Hill. Living on a dead-end street has its advantages, as all neighbors know each other. It's a very quiet neighborhood. I'm here tonight because of a troubling incident that happened at my home on Saturday. A group of minors were riding four-wheelers through the neighborhood most of the day. I did not interact with them, as they weren't really disturbing me or my family. Around 8:30 p.m., I heard a four-wheeler idling in front of my home. They were sitting in the road just looking toward my house. I had my phone, so I took a picture of them, just in case something was to go awry with my property. This led to them shouting profanity and flipping me off as they continued to speed up and down the street. So I did what any responsible resident would do, called the police. It took 25 minutes for officers to arrive, even though I live inside the city limits. When they did get there, one of the minors ran into a neighboring yard to hide, making me think he was probably up to no good. The only action the responding officer took was to tell the kids to go home, and then he left. They didn't go home. The situation continued, and I had to call the police a second time. After 15 more minutes, the officer returned and vaguely questioned one of the minors as the others were hiding on the adjacent street. He didn't even go over there and try to find them. His solution after speaking with his superior was to follow this young man home on his four-wheeler. This was not a resolution, as the others promptly returned once he left. There were 2 four-wheelers. My only recourse at that time was to lock up my house and say a prayer for the best. This is unacceptable. 25 minutes is far too long for a response to a disturbance inside city limits. And once officers arrived, simply telling the minors to go home with no enforcement, no accountability, and no real resolution was not enough. I did not feel safe in my home, and I still don't. The role of the police is to protect the community, not give a warning and drive away while the problem still exists. As a taxpayer and resident, I expect better. I expect timely response, and I expect officers to follow through until a situation is under control. There were law violations that I as a private citizen was aware of, so I would think that the police officer will be aware of as well. No helmets were worn,
30
And
seconds.
They never ask for IDs or anything. I'm asking this council to hold our police department to a higher standard. Response times must improve and officers must take disturbances like this seriously, especially when citizens are being harassed on their own property. No one in Beckley should have to call the police twice for the same incident. No one should have to wait nearly half an hour for help, and no one should feel unprotected in their home. I urge you to take this matter seriously for me and for every resident who depends on law enforcement to keep us safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Carroll, let me ask you a question real quick. Did you recognize the kids? Are they neighbors? Or
No,
you don't
they
have
do
no
not
idea?
live on my
Have you
street.
seen them since then?
Sunday afternoon after church, they, again, up my street, and I live on, North Island's a dead-end street. It's
Yeah, I
a
know where it
bush,
is.
which
Yeah.
was really-
Yeah.
They went up the street again. I just, we were coming back from church.
Okay,
Around 2 o'clock, they went off the street, and I haven't seen them since.
okay.
But I work during the day, so I'm not.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Scott Barber?
I'm not much of a speaker, so bear with me. Hello, my name is Scott Barber. I'm here for the same reason that my mother is. She has already told you most of the story with what happened on the night of Saturday, September 13th, but I have more to say about this. Sadly, we didn't think to get the officer's name, but I would gladly pick him out of a lineup if something were to be done. Firstly, four-wheelers and dirt bikes are not street legal, especially when ridden by minors with no driver's license and without helmets. It is extremely sad that my mother and I had to stand in our living room with the lights off and a baseball bat in hand while these delinquent minors rode around doing God knows what. We witnessed them riding into our neighbor Steve New's yard, trying to run over another minor that was with them in the road, and making verbal threats to us using obscene language. Of course, a son will always stand up for his mother, but that night was the first night I can say I was scared to be in my own home and almost recommended that we get a hotel room for the night. To make matters worse, before the officer finally stopped one of these minors, we heard a pop from North Lily Drive, which is adjacent to our street, North Highland Drive. My mom and I looked at each other and I said, "That sounded like a gunshot." And my heart fell to my stomach, thinking this was going to end in a bloody mess. But what did the officer do? He stopped the minor, who was wearing a red backpack, didn't ask for his driver's license or learner's permit, only asked his name and birth date, and didn't ask to search his backpack after the audible pop that I'm sure both officers heard, since there were now 2 officers on the scene. The minor just said, "Sometimes my four-wheeler idles and makes a popping noise." No search to see if he was telling the truth, only said, "I don't care that y'all are riding," even though they were breaking several laws that us as private citizens could see plainly that he wrote no ticket for. Just told him to leave and escorted him from the street, even though some of them ended up coming back not 30 minutes later. Things can be replaced. Lives, however, cannot. And it absolutely disgusts me that this officer did absolutely nothing. After the events that had transpired earlier in the week, seeing the brutality that was caused to someone who did absolutely nothing but stay to herself and mind her own business on a bus, to someone who was just debating with college students on a college campus, I was afraid for my own well-being in some moments. Something needs done and something has to give. I should not be afraid in my own home, my neighborhood, my workplace, or my city.
30 seconds.
All right, thanks. Nikki Kelly?
Please don't fall. Thank you. My name is Nikki Kelly, and I work for the City of Beckley as the Administrative Assistant for the IT Department. I'm here tonight not as an employee, but as a member of the public. And seeing as how today is National IT Professionals Day, I just wanted to take a few moments this evening during the time allotted for the public to speak to acknowledge the accomplishments of the former director of the IT department who has recently retired, Mr. Bill Kelly. For the past 44 years, Bill has worked tirelessly for the city, not because it was his job, not because he was being paid for it, but because he loves this city so much. Bill has always had an interest in technology, and while he did begin his career here in Beckley as a police officer, in 2002 he transitioned to a new position as the director of the newly created IT department. Under Bill's leadership, BITS has become the innovative leader in the technology industry, not just for the city of Beckley, but for the entire state of West Virginia as well. Under Bill's direction, over the last 2+ decades, this city has seen many technological improvements and upgrades. From citywide IP telephony to mobile reporting solutions for the police department that enable officers to return to their duties more quickly after an incident. From the installation of the city's upgraded data center, equipped with the latest server and networking technology, where racks of servers linked by an extensive network of fiber optic cabling provide essential services across the city, allowing BITS to host websites, email, telephone systems, GIS servers, connections to the West Virginia State Police weapons system, and many other vital IT services, to a host of other projects which allow the various departments in the city to operate safely, securely, and efficiently. As you can see, Bill's accomplishments over the last 4 decades with the city are manifold. And today, on National IT Professionals Day, I would like to say thank you, Bill. Not only for your accomplishments in IT, but for bringing the city of Beckley into the digital age. With your example, I hope that we can remain on the leading edge of technological innovation. And
30
please
seconds.
accept this plaque as thanks for your dedication.
Thank you, Nikki. Next up, Thomas Parham. We'll let you slide. Good to see you, Coach.
To the mayor, Mr. Mayor, council members, as you know, my name is Thomas Parham. I live at 315 100th Street, which has become like the Fifth Avenue in New York at night. We have everything running up and down the street, some walking, some riding. And those that ride, they ride rather rapidly. And those that walk, they're loud, obnoxious, and just no respect for the neighborhood. Anyway, I have a house on 309 100th Street. No lights, no electric, I'm sorry, no water, no trash pickup. And to my amazement this morning, I looked out and a young man was urinating out the window. And I'm just wondering, seems like Beckley is better than that. Can people live in a house with none of the essentials? Our ward lady came by and threw a trash bag in her yard one evening, and I think it's still lying there. But anyway, I also have a house on 303 Worley Road full of cats and dogs, and the people that inhabit the house are not the sharpest pencil in the box, and you can work on that. But anyway, that we have an ordinance for dogs, and we've been trying to get one for cats for the last 40 years. And and there was some ladies here at this council meeting that offered help to those dogs. And I had our church to give her $200 or $300. And they would, I guess, neuter them, spay them, whatever they do to cats. But anyway, I've had a generator stolen out of my yard. I've had a riding lawnmower stolen. And, I don't know how many tools because, I don't have a fence around my yard. So I guess they just pick up my
30
tools
seconds.
if I leave them out there. And I think I've said enough. Let's see if I had, oh yeah, okay. And another thing, who is responsible for the alleys? You know, between Gregory Street and Hunter Street, you have the lots, and you have an alley for emergency vehicles. And, wow, it's really outgrown. Some places, people take care of them, and, take care of the alley, like I do for mine. But the other thing, I would like to get
Time's up.
I noticed you said on this brochure, I'd like to get a response to the things that I've spoken about.
We'll look into it, Coach.
Please.
We'll look into it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
know,
very much.
Mayor, I'm sorry. I know with those houses, code enforcement is already investigating those houses, the numbers that you gave, the one that was beside you and the other one on Hartley. Okay. I'll get back with you.
Thank you, Janine. Mr. Todd Cornett, come on up.
Good afternoon. I didn't know Rachel put my name on there first. We're here to speak today about the Delaney Weichel Fund. As most of you all may know, Delaney was a phenomenal member of our community who lost her life tragically too soon in July the 4th of 2019. She was actually, at the time, living with and engaged to my son Tristan, so we had a very vested interest in this.
Yeah.
And since then, there have been a lot of fundraising going on. There's been a lot of communities around here that have donated a lot of money. We went down a lot of paths to try to put some animal wellness and things to that together. And Rachel will speak a little more about that. But I just want to tell you, we are looking at trying to go in conjunction with the city if the city would do so. And we'd like to put a dog park, a very nice dog park that we would pay the funding to do the dog park piece of it at the Maxwell Hill Community Center area. And the city would revitalize the park there, and we would build a very nice park. And we've looked at a lot of different locations, but we've chosen Maxwell Hill because one, it's just so centrally located to Beckley and Raleigh County. I lived on Maxwell Hill a lot of my life, and there's almost nowhere, particularly in the city of Beckley, you can't be to within 10 or 15 minutes. And it's a phenomenal community, and I think people would feel safe there because there's a branch of the police station there and everything to that nature. And so again, we just would love to see the support of Beckley. I think in a lot of ways, I think we hear a lot of the bad, and it's still out there. Believe me, in my business, I see it. But I think Beckley's also heading in a very good direction in a lot of areas. And I think it's just another way that we could really emphasize this community's infrastructure, because pets and dogs and things of that nature are very important to the people of our community. And I think a place where they could go and have nice fencing and nice dog and water bowls and things of that nature, that I think it would be a very nice addition to the city of Beckley. And like I said, we have looked at a lot of locations. We do have some other options outside of the city, but the reason we've chose Maxwell Hill is because of its proximity and things of that nature. So we would ask for your support, and we hope that we can at least
30
put together.
seconds.
We would ask that you would at least allow us to put a working committee together with you all, because we think we have the money raised, and we're going to move forward quickly as quickly as possible in one way or the other. And we would love for it to be in the city of Beckley at Maxwell Hill in honor of the one we all love,
Right.
Delaney. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Todd. Absolutely. Rachel, you want to come up?
There's a reason I put his name first, and that's because he's a better speaker. What we have visioned, we've had this money in our coffers for a little while, and we are ready to spend it on something that can be a wonderful memorial for Delaney, but it also important to us that it's family oriented. So we can kind of stand up a dog park anywhere, but what we're envisioning is a dog park with a walking path, with a children's playground, with picnic tables and restrooms. Something that you see when we go out of town. We always, if we have our grandkids with us, we find a local park. And they make it welcoming, they make it beautiful, they make it safe, and people want to go there. They want to take their pets. You know, they want to. Somebody's walking the dog and somebody's pushing their kids on a swing, and we need more exercise. Obviously, in West Virginia, I don't think anybody would contend with our health is not great. So we would really love to do that. And like Todd said, if we can get a committee together, we don't have to raise funds. We have funds. We are ready. We are capable. And we just want to partner with you guys. Let's do something to memorialize her and, you know, and that family, and let's make it nice and make it right.
Very good. Thank you, Rachel. Anthony, anybody online?
Nobody raised their hand.
Okay, great. Next, we'll move on to brief comments from council members and city manager. Janine, you want to go first?
City manager.
You got it.
No, I said, Janine, you want to go first.
Okay.
I should have paused a little bit
That's
more. My
okay.
bad.
That's okay. Thank you,
I haven't been
Mayor.
gone that long.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just glad to see you back, and I just thank the good Lord for your recovery. The only thing that I have is the 9/11 event that Jill Moorfield organized was wonderful, and with Councilwoman Sherry Hunter. I'm going to mention Sherry, and also Kevin Price. You all were on the program, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you all, because every year, it gets better and better. So just thank you for that. All right. I think that's it.
Okay. Kip?
Yeah, I just want to thank Captain Morgan and your crew for the getting out on Orchard Avenue, and Janie worked really well with me. And then I've heard from a couple constituents on North Vance Drive saying the problem with speeding, and I had 3 or 4 calls on it Friday. I had 2 calls on it yesterday and 1 today. I don't know if they're calling you. No, but they like to call me. But they said they'd get a petition out. They said they get a petition out there wanting a speed bump up there. So I don't know if you want me to ask them to get a petition or not, or what do we need to look in that, Mr. Gerald, for them to get a petition for a speed bump, or?
We'll look into it.
Okay, you'll look into it.
Yes.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Thank you, Kip. Frank?
First off, good evening to everybody. I want to thank Mr. Morgan also. I'm looking forward to him tearing down some more houses over in the East Park area. And not only in the East Park area, but in Ward 3 itself. I also want to thank Public Works for coming over and looking at the center. Some things need to be done over there also. And then also the paving of Prince Street, thank God, well overdue. And also to the city and also the police department for your speedy response to the shooting that occurred over on Saunders Avenue. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can find out more about the details. But I know it's hard. Y'all can't be everywhere and all the time. What you gotta do is just, as people saying, response, and then they give them a better idea of what time to come over and what time that they can be visible. Because a lot of times things don't go up during the daytime, most of it's nighttime over my neighborhood. But I just thank everyone for their support in helping the city of Beckley get stronger.
Thank you. Nancy?
I'd like to thank Todd and Rachel. For over 10 years, I took my dogs to New River Park every day. In fact, I couldn't rest until I took them there. So a dog park is really necessary and would be great. I'm really sorry we can't do the clinic, though. That I was really, really hoping, because it is needed, and hopefully at some time we can work on that. And I would like to see that done in Delaney's name also. Yeah. Because it would be well worth it. And at this time, I do have 2 dog waste stations that I will be having Board of Public Works put in our parks around Ward 2. Thank you.
Well, I have to say the same about the 9/11 memoriam. I appreciated that. It was very moving. I appreciated the comments by all the participants, and Ms. Hunter and Ms. Bullock. Thank you for the work that you did there, and to Kevin Price as well. I'm going to cry when I say it, because every time I see Tom Parham, I get weepy. The happiest day of my life recently was when I ran into Joyce and she told me that you were gonna be okay. Because this man is one of the 2 reasons that I'm a science teacher. Dan Doman's the other. So it warms my heart to see you, and I hope we can help you. Mike Boland thinks that I'm mad at him because I haven't called him in a while because nobody's complained about anything lately. You should be glad. Chief Bailey, I'm also getting a ton of complaints about speeding. I'm not sure what we can do, but I think we're gonna have to come up with a solution because Maxwell Hill Road especially is speedway. So whatever I can do to help, whatever we can do as a community would be appreciated. And thanks to all the departments that make it all happen all the time. Oh, and Mr. Gerald, thank you for getting that nasty parking lot on the corner of Heber and Neville cleaned up. Thank you.
No, it wasn't me, it was staff. It was Mike Boland's staff, so.
There you go.
So it wasn't me.
Anything else?
I think that's all for me.
I was just gonna talk real briefly about the boots versus badges. I know you heard me kind of hype that up. I thought Mark Brasky and Adam Justice did a great job organizing it. We had it at Epling Field a few Sundays ago. Appreciate Cody Reedy and Phil Gerald for helping umpire, and I think we raised close to $3,000. And it was just for those that you all went, it was a great community event. There were tons of kids there. We had so many prizes. Great sponsors. Jan Care and Academy Sports were big sponsors, and it was a great day. It was a great day in the city of Beckley, and I think everybody had a lot of fun. Sherry, go ahead.
Thank you, everybody. That's a collaboration. When the artifact from the World Trade Center appeared at Ward Park in 2011, we knew from that time that we always wanted to have a memorial, and thank you, Jill, and Public Works for being there, and thank you, Chief Bailey and Chief Thompson and Police, Fire, EMS. Todd, thank you, and Rachel, you all put a beautiful wreath there. We do that every year, and I just want you to know that Mountain View Christian School saw that in the newspaper, and they called us. They're in Fayette County. They called and said, "Can we please come and sing? Can we be there? Can we come?" And so, anyway, we do have that every year at 9 o'clock at Ward Park. Kevin Price always does we will never forget, and we appreciate
You should start at 9/11.
Kevin. 9/11. We started
Instead
it.
of 9.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, September 11th. 9/11, September 11th, yep. So, I do want to say a Mountaineer Food Bank will be at the Epling Stadium tomorrow. It's for the public food distribution. I want to echo what Todd and Rachel said about pets being important. The second Friday of every month is the Veterans Table at Mountaineer Food Bank at the Epling Stadium, and 75% of our veterans have their animals with them. Mountaineer Food Bank also provides dog food and cat food for those veterans. Mike Boland, I know that when you see my name on your phone, you probably want to say some words. But people call about litter sweeps, they pick it up, and then we can't have it sitting around, and so the next day, Michael has the staff pick it up, and we appreciate that. Same goes for Donnie Morgan. I'm sure that Donnie says, "Oh, I wish Sherry Hunter would just go away," because I bother Captain Morgan so much about properties. But I would like to say, if there was a way that we could expedite the way and the process and the way that we have to have, you have to have an order to get on the property to have the property cut. So if there was some way that we could kind of look at that, since we are a home rule city. And I do want to say that council's given a little bit of a stipend, and I wanted to ask Jessica. Jessica, at the intersection of Rural Acres and Maxwell Hill is the island that island is really, it's the state roads.
Right.
Right. But we have a flagpole there, and could I purchase, for my money, or not my money, but our money that you all let us have, could I get a bigger flag for that flagpole? Would that be permissible with that, with those fundings? Okay, there's a small one there, and we appreciate that came from, when it needs to be replaced the next time, that did come from, Shellimore Capito, but it needs to be a bigger, flag there. So if it's okay with you all, we'll,
Do you know what size it is?
I'll find out from the, yeah. There's one at the Harvey's Plaza that's really nice, and the one at Kroger, Harper Road is really nice too. And I want to thank everybody for coming and talking and being here. I know you have better things to do on a Tuesday night, the first and third, so good to see you. Thank you for signing up. We appreciate the community being here, and we will never forget the raining. We will go forward. Thank y'all for being here.
Thank you. Cody?
Yeah, I have three things really. Public Works, I just want to give them a thank you. Mr. Jarrell, thank you for all the paving that's been going on, the curbing on the parking lots uptown. And I got a lot of messages that morning when cars were moving off Neville Street from courthouse employees, excited and happy to see that clearing out. And it seems like a lot of excitement to see the work going in on the parking lot. So I just want to tell you all I appreciate you all for that. And then the dog park, I think that's a great idea. I know we've talked about it some over the last few months, and I've kind of envisioned that area just being spruced up in Maxwell Hill. It's a wide open, flat area, and I mean, I don't think we could have a better combination right there than working with the Delaney Weichel Foundation to bring the dog park in the city, putting a nice park there. Because really, in Ward 1, I don't believe the city has like technically their own like park other than that one, and it only has 3. Has a slide, swing sets, and a merry-go-round. But everything else, most of the people in Ward 1 have to go to the elementary schools for playgrounds. So I think revitalizing that would be a great thing for Ward 1. And that's all I have.
Okay. Mr. Gerald?
As normal, I'd like to thank my staff for all they do. We've accomplished several projects, downtown area. Like you said, Mike's been out and his crew's been out paving. Donnie and we have been out looking at vacant houses. And so we've got several projects going on. We also have a collaborative with West Virginia Tech pertaining to the Black Knight vacant tennis courts. So they're actually going to engineer something, offer suggestions on economic development of those tennis courts at Black Knight. And I also look forward to, for those that don't know, Todd is my son and Rachel's my daughter-in-law. I'm very proud of both of them. Delaney was a special person, Miss Weichel, she really was. And I look forward to collaboration with them on the committee to get this dog park accomplished, because they've been looking forward to this project for quite some time, and it's certainly deserving of Beckley. So I certainly look forward to doing that. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Gerald. All right, moving on to adoption of resolutions. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Beckley to permit open burning of vegetation. Mr. Fowle, do you want to touch more on that?
Thank you, Mayor. We can make this quite brief. This is a resolution that we adopt twice a year. It controls the burning of vegetation in the city limits, and it's in pursuant to West Virginia State Code 20-3-5. There are 3 paragraphs of the resolution I will read. These are the ones that really control the burning. The open burning of vegetation will be allowed in the corporate limits of the city of Beckley between the hours of 5 p.m. and 7 a.m. from the first day of October 2025 until the 31st day of December 2025. Prior to the open burning of vegetation, the owner of the property upon which burning will take place must notify the City of Beckley Fire Department. The open burning shall be in such a manner as to not affect the health, safety, comfort, and property of any person. If the open burning is determined to not meet this criteria, then the fire department is authorized to order the open burning to cease. I'll read this resolution by title and then ask, Mayor, that you call for the adoption. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Beckley to permit the open burning of vegetation.
With that, may I have a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions from council to Mr. Fowle on this? No? Very well. All those in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
If there's anyone opposed, say nay. Okay, motion passes. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Fowle. There's no old business, so we'll move on to new business. And the first item is the receipt and approval of bids for the demolition of various structures, asbestos inspections, and asbestos abatement. So I think with that, we've only got one bid, so I will unseal it now. And the one bid is from Empire Salvage and Recycling. It looks like the bid is, the estimate for it is $4,100. There's several, $8,200 for Hargrove Street.
It'd be a grand total, Mayor. It's a grand total.
Grand total, very good.
Very end.
Yeah, there's several of them on here, so
Yes.
that's good. So, looks like about, what, 15, 16 different properties maybe, with a total amount of
17, I think.
17 with an amount of $80,975. Again, with Empire Salvage.
80,000.
Yes. And I'll turn it over to council at large. $80,975 for Empire Salvage for the 17 properties. And then, Mr. Gerald, do we want to take a vote on to approve that tonight, or?
Yes, the reason for this is, we've done this in the past to expedite the process. If we waited another 2 weeks and then we waited another 10 days for the gentleman to get his DEP permit to tear down the houses, you're looking at a month or over a month of waiting on construction time for demolition. So all the documents were in order, and what I want to do is expedite this and get an approval to go ahead and issue a contract so he can get his DEP permits, so he can be ready to start demolition in 2 weeks. So that's the reason for the expedition.
All right, very good. With that, may I have a motion to approve the bid from Empire Salvage?
So move.
Can I get a second? Are there any questions about the bid for Mr. Gerald?
Just one question.
Sure.
Captain Morgan, is this count the church that's over on 11th Street? Because recently Mr. Brown had called, and I think contacted Ms. Sherry Hunter and also myself. Rodents is getting in the house next door that he's overseeing. So I want to make sure they count that, and then the other houses down the road. There's about 5 or 6 houses over there, but I appreciate that, if you can get that done for me.
Any other questions? Thank you, Frank. Okay, with that, may I have all those in favor of approval of the bid for Empire Salvage, say aye.
Aye.
If there's anyone opposed, say nay. Okay, bid is approved. Thank you, Mr. Gerald. Thank you, council. Next up is the receipt approval of bids for the reconstruction of Mercer Street, Nixon Drive, and Dorcas Avenue. I'll open the bid up for that, but Mr. Gerald, if you want to talk about, I think we had a couple bids, but.
Well, last time, we disqualified one bid, and also the other bid was quite a bit higher than our budgeted amount, so we rejected that based upon budgetary constraints, and we rebid the situation with HUD knowing it, and we got their blessing, and that's the only bid that was turned in
Very
this
good.
time.
Okay, with that, I'll open this one. Okay, the first bid. Oh, it's from Southern West Virginia Paving. And this is for the one on, well, let's see. I don't see, see if you see which one that's for. It's in the amount of 100, there you go. This is the one for Mercer Street, thank you, Sherry. $169,000. Of course, this one's Southern, West Virginia Paving as well. This one says Mercer Street. That's the same bid. Oh, maybe they probably know which one. One second. Okay, the second, they just made 3 copies of it. So the second one bid is for $64,000 for Dorcas Avenue. And
Should be one more. Should be one for Nixon.
yeah, Nixon Drive in the amount of $7,600.
Okay.
So 3 bids all by Southern West Virginia Paving, and I'll pass these on to. So anything further, Mr. Gerald, on that?
No, sir,
For-
just waiting on your approval and
Okay.
blessing.
With that-
Like I said, the documents was reviewed and everything's in order, and all we have to do is expedite the process of getting the approval, and we can start getting the paving done on Mercer Street.
All right, with that, may I have a motion to approve the bids from Southern West Virginia Paving?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions for Mr. Gerald before we take a vote?
Yes, the bid on Ewart Avenue, is Ewart Avenue gonna get paved anytime soon?
Yes, sir. If we can get the FEMA money at the very bottom of the Ewart Avenue, there's a FEMA project. And as soon as FEMA, it's $100-some-thousand project. And as soon as we get that FEMA money and get that repaired by the sanitation department, we'll get that paved. Also, the State Department has reserved monies to do their part too, so hopefully we'll do it together and we'll have one street that's paved at the same time. Because I certainly don't want to pave a street and then tear it back up after we receive FEMA money. That's the holdup on Ewart Avenue, is FEMA right now.
Any other questions? Very well. All those in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
If there's anyone opposed, say nay. Okay, it's approved. Thank you, council. Next is a notice of application for West Virginia Class B license for 406 Second Street. Captain Morgan, you want to take it from there?
Fred Brooks, applicant, doing business as B&B Discount, 406 Second Street, map 22, parcel 21, has filed a notice of intent to apply to operate a Class B license establishment at this location in the B2 General Business District. This location at 406 Second Street and the intended use, Class B license establishment, is a permitted use in the B2 zone. The location is not an area designated by Common Council for the use of community development block grant funds.
Thank you, Captain Morgan. All right, next up, we had speaker for discussion. I don't know if Todd, Rachel, if there's anything else. It sounds like council's very interested in going forward with this and at least looking to see what we can do. Is there anything else you all would want to add? All right, very well. We'll move on to reading of the Constitution Week proclamation. All right, proclamation. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our lives, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to rule by law, and whereas September 17, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designated September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore, I, Ryan Neal, Mayor of the City of Beckley, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week. In the City of Beckley, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by diligently protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties. And in witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Beckley to be affixed this 17th day of September 2025. And I will go ahead and sign it. Okay, next up is executive session. May I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So move.
Second? All of those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed say nay? Okay, thank you. go to executive session. All right, do we have everyone back? And I'd just like to note for the record that there were no votes taken back in executive session. With that, may I have a motion to exit out of executive session and back into regular session?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed say nay. Okay, great. And with that, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Hey, let's go straight into Parking Commission.
Stick around for the parking commission
Let's go
meeting,
into it.
headed by Cody Reedy.